Hi, everyone. This is Susan Regan, and I always love to get the latest updates on the tools that I think are the best for co-parents. And one of my favorites is OurFamilyWizard, and it's a platform that actually is doing way more than it's done before. So it's kind of merging some of the other platforms and their abilities to completely service clients who are in a conflictual co-parenting relationship. So one of the main things that I love about it is they actually offer a pro bono service, a sliding scale service for people who are in need of that. And usually people who are in the court system really need professionals to help maintain balance and harmony in the co-parenting relationship. So this is a great gift because some of what it does is it monitors the communication between the parents, and it also does extra things. So aside from offering pro bono, if you're in situations like you have federal assistance, or if you're in any DV, domestic violence situations, your counselor can actually apply for it for you. For all professionals, it is free. It's a free service. So professionals can also check on different tools in their platform to get better advice and custody schedules and etc. Here's some of the and one thing that's really great that they do for the professional is they send you a free lunch if you're willing to have a conversation with them about their tool. I usually meet up with them every few years whenever they make some significant changes to their site. But I really love that idea of like, hey, we're going to make this easy for you and comfortable for you. So thank you so much, our family wizard. It really made me signing up for that session with you much easier to know that I was going to have a really nice meal delivered to my door, a nice lunch. So thank you. So here's the things that I noticed in their platform that I really liked. One is there's so much clarity around communication. So if in the age of AI, a lot of folks are actually changing messages to make the other person look bad or make them look good. And this is something that's really hard for the courts to monitor because they get kind of bogged down by hearsay. And usually when a judge hears hearsay, it's just a decision that they start making that kind of gets them upset because it really wastes a lot of time. So what I like about our family wizards is it stops the hearsay. It has um, time markers for every call that's made. You can actually record the call, but you have to ask for permission by the other parent. Can I get your permission that this call is being recorded? And then it can be translated. So if you're working with someone like a mediator or a co-parenting expert, you can kind of start showing the transcripts, and that makes it a lot easier for people to track the things that are happening that aren't working or that the other parent needs support on. Also, what I really like is there's a way to do a timestamp for when you show up to a visit, and you can actually stamp the location so you can show where you showed up and where the parent showed up, because a lot of times there's game playing when there's conflict. So, hey, I was waiting for 15 minutes and you never showed up, so I drove away, that kind of thing. So this actually creates some security on both sides about what's really going on. Other things that I really like is that if a parent is constantly calling another parent and interrupting their time, that all those calls are time marked too, and the history of those calls. And that usually when people are having a really conflictual co-parenting relationship, they stop texting and emailing and contacting each other by cell phone because there isn't a lot of records about that. Um, so this is a really good way to kind of control the intensity of the parent contact. What I wanted to say about AI is that there's an AI feature on our Family Wizard, and it actually is confidential so that people can't use it or AI can't find it, and that it can't be changed. So everything that's recorded is, if you're doing an AI sort of transcript or editing how you're writing things, um, that you can change it for like 15 minutes, but you can't change it after that. And other excellent thing that it does in the AI feature is it reminds you if your tone is getting intense or if your language is getting curt. So this would be like the AI would respond to you and say, hey, change your tone, or that isn't really good language to use in a message, that kind of thing. So it provides a whole bunch of protection to visits, to the historical guideline of the visit. There's also court orders, like every single thing can be stored, every single file can be stored in the Our Family Wizard so that the professional like me, when I share onto somebody's platform or onto someone's account, I can see everything all at once in terms of court orders. They have a form that if you're going to change a visit or you're requesting to change a visit that you would write to somebody, they have only three ways that they can respond, like, but they can't go back and forth and kind of argue like you're always trying to get better times or more times. There's no room for those comments, which makes it better, just like a business arrangement, right? When you're changing a meeting. So I liked that part of it. They also have the ability to track, and they don't charge a fee for this, to do bank transfers. So if you're trying to split costs like monthly, they have a split aspect to their platform, and they also have a free transfer, bank to bank transfer for that, which I think that also stops the hey, you owe me money and the tension that goes from just trying to manage money and raising a child and activities and costs for things. So all in all, Our Family Wizard has upgraded their system to include so many other things. They even have calendar suggestions, like custody calendar suggestions. And if you're making a change, they have custody calendar suggestions to make that change so that there's a fair exchange of time. So this is such a great feature. It really stops the tension when you have another um, person kind of, or even person or a system that's overseeing how you're talking and functioning with the parent. I often say when people are having tension to send me the tension emails. I don't want to be in this collaboration where I'm like interrupting the conversations, but I will pull people aside and say, let's try to work this out differently. Let me hear what your feelings are about this. Because oftentimes, what's happening in a co parenting relationship is you're really trying to formalize the relationship and get out of the emotional aspects of what is upsetting people about just the whole situation itself. Um, so it creates distance. So our family wizard is creating a lot of distance for the parents to act better, to make agreements so that their kids don't have to be in the middle of all the tension. It's like that parent system that's over the parents that's saying, hey, you got to talk a certain way, you got to deal with this person a certain way, you have to keep your commitments, you have to be there on time. You have to communicate with your kid only when it's said in the documentation. So all of this is just really good day-to-day reminders when people are interacting, and hopefully that will sort of become more of a behavioral correction and people can actually maintain their new behavior with each other. And if they can't, they just use Our Family Wizard. There's actually $150 is the annual fee, and that's the very base fee. And you get a lot of things for that fee. Other things that you want to watch out for is if you're using other platforms, that what the charges are that are being incurred. Like sometimes there's a charge that's incurred on other platforms that is like if you're wanting things to be recorded after hours, like or in a 24-hour period or something like that, where all of the recordings and all of the transcriptions are free within your membership with Our Family Wizard. So check it out. I click the link below here if you haven't used it or haven't seen it. I really recommend it. They've really upgraded their system a lot, and I'm really pleased. It's going to make my job a lot easier, and it's going to help parents create the distance that they need to just work on their own relationship with their child in the container that's being devised for them and supported by Our Family Wizard. So thought I'd give you an update, and thanks for listening. If you have any other questions about co-parenting, don't hesitate to reach out to me.